If you were to build the perfect vocalist in a laboratory, you would eventually hit a wall of biological limitations. Lungs can only hold so much air. Vocal cords can only stretch so tight. At some point, physics steps in and says, "Stop." And then there is Dimash Qudaibergen, a man who looked at the laws of physics, shrugged, and hit a D8 whistle note just to watch them shatter. To call Dimash a singer is a bit like calling a Ferrari a movement device. It's technically true, but it misses the point entirely. This Kazakh phenomenon is less of a pop star and more of a vocal anomaly, a glitch in the audio matrix that has left vocal coaches, opera legends, and casual YouTube scrollers questioning the reality of their own ears. The first thing you have to understand is the range problem. Most professional singers, even the greats, operate comfortably within 2 to 3 octaves. Mariah Carey, the queen of range, spans about 5. Dimash. He spans 6 octaves and 2 semitones. That is not a voice, that is a piano. He can rumble a low bass note, C2, that vibrates in your chest cavity like a purring tiger, and within the same breath, rock it up to a whistle note, D8, that is technically only audible to dogs and dolphins. When he sings, he isn't just changing pitch, he is changing zip codes. But the sheer math of his range isn't what makes him entertaining, it's the audacity of how he uses it. Take his breakout performance of SOS d'un Terrien en Détresse on the Chinese show singer 2017. He starts the song looking like an anime protagonist, tall, slender, unassuming. He begins with a haunting low croon. Then he shifts into a rock tenor belt, then an operatic soprano. By the time he hits the climax, he is producing sounds that shouldn't be possible for a human male, let alone one standing still. The camera pans to the audience, and they aren't cheering, they are terrified. They look like they are witnessing a supernatural event. That is the Dimash effect, the sudden realization that you are watching a biological impossibility. What makes Dimash truly chaotic good for the music industry, however, is his absolute refusal to pick a lane. In a world where artists are neatly boxed into pop, rock, or classical, Dimash chooses yes. In a single 3-minute performance, he will give you a traditional Kazakh folk melody, transition into Michael Jackson-esque pop, drop a heavy metal scream, and finish with an Italian opera cadenza. He treats genres like a buffet. He's going to try everything, usually on the same plate. Critics often try to analyze his technique, throwing around terms like mixed voice, glottal compression, and support. But for the average listener, the appeal is much more primal. Watching Dimash sing is like watching an Olympic gymnast do a triple backflip. You don't need to know the physics of angular momentum to know that what you just saw was insane. He creates a sense of danger. When he winds up for a high note, there is a split second where you think he can't possibly go higher. And then he does. He goes higher than the ceiling, higher than the atmosphere, parking his vocals somewhere in the stratosphere where oxygen is scarce. In an era of auto-tune and overproduction, Dimash Qudaibergen stands out because he is terrifyingly raw. He is a reminder of what the human instrument is actually capable of when pushed to its absolute breaking point limit. He doesn't just sing songs, he conquers them. And whether you are a music theory nerd, or just someone scrolling through YouTube at 3 a.m., you can't look away. You have to see what the alien does next.